I've got the camera on Umi and Mashuki for a few minutes here. And hi, honeys. So I don't want to get too close because I'm really close right now. But so as you know, we took out Umi and Mashuki's nest the other day, and so I wanted to update you on their behavior and what's happening. So, for those of you interested in the channel, please jump on board and support us and trying to get you more content and different little fun things that are going on in Vermont. And I have actually a few more videos I may be doing today, just dropping some information to you on different events going on. But this month of May 2026 in Vermont. So the little Finches, Umi and Mashuki, had gotten in quite a little spat over the nest that they had in their cage here that they built. So what happened is the male wanted to sit in the nest all day, and the female wanted to start another nest. So I took it out because it has been toppling over. It was very, very high. They'll build it as high as they can, and that's just their nature. They like to have their nest very high. And plus they put new bedding in every day. They actually clean their nest and put new bedding. So I'm going to turn it this way because they can see themselves. So what happened is they both were so relieved and overjoyed that I took the nest out. It has taken them a few days to figure out, because they have a couple of different little bowls. They have a coconut bowl in there, and on the bottom I had bought specifically for Finches a little bowl. It's called raffia, Raffia, and it's like a little raffia bowl. You don't want to put twine like this, because I was thinking of making them a little nest, and putting it in so they can fill it. You do not want to use this, guys. I've done research on it, and they say do not use twine. You would think you could, but and it looks like this for those of you, okay, who don't know. So it's raffia that you want to use. That's what's safe for the Finches. So anyway, it took them a few days. So took them a few days to figure out which bowl they're going to build the nest in. And I'll put the camera on. They're building it in the top bowl. Okay, so just so you can see, Umi is actually putting a little piece. She just put a little piece of paper towel in the bowl. So I'm going to take the camera back off for the moment, because they have ultraviolet vision. They have extremely keen vision, so they can see themselves jumping around. It might scare them a little, I don't know. But they've been through enough changes. So they are, so the first night they didn't have a nest and to sleep in, and Mashuki, the male, he went and sat in the coconut bowl, and she, because it was deep, she couldn't figure out how to get in there. And who's this dragon at its hi, how are you? I hope it's changed it for the better. But the top bowl was just too small. She couldn't figure out how to get in there. You know what Mashuki did? The male, he jumped out of the bowl, came out of the bowl, sat on the perch so she could go in it, because she couldn't figure out how to get in it with him in it. She went into the coconut bowl, and then he went in. I watched this go down for about an hour because I was a little nervous that they just didn't know. Like, they would have been fine sitting on a perch for a night. They're birds. That's what they do. But they want, since they're babies, they've been sleeping in a bowl. Mashuki's in the top one now. Let's see if you can see. Whoop, he just came out. I guess they see the camera go on. What is it, honeys? Is that your nest, Mashuki? Hi, honey. Hi. I'll take this off. Anyway, I wanted to give you that update, guys. That's what's going on with the Finches. They are rebuilding another brand new nest in the area, in the one that I had taken out everything, and it totally was ready to come out. It was toppling over. It kind of was. It just disintegrated. So you know, they're working with the herbs, straw, and paper towel. So they build their nest with all of those. Those are safe ingredients. You know, you don't want to go, in my opinion, you want to be very careful if you're using things outside, from outside, because they are domestic, tiny little, very sensitive birds, right? So now with that, guys, with that update, I got something in my email on Cardinals, for those of you interested. And you know, in Vermont, we have Cardinals, and we have a lot of them. When you start seeing them up at the place that I was, every place I go when I feed the birds, I get Cardinals. But they had like maybe one cardinal every now and then. I started feeding these cardinals, and there were so many. Seriously, the tree was like, I think I showed you some videos of them. We got a few families. That was up in Derby, Vermont, guys. So all over Vermont, these cardinals are. And so for those of you who love the northern cardinal, here's a picture. We're going to read an article by Birds and Blooms, or just kind of a list of fascinating things about cardinals. So now, how did I get cardinals? So many of them. I put out sunflower seed, and not safflower like they say. They like the black oiled sunflower seeds. That's what they like. And you put those out and you will start to get cardinals. So amid the browns, blues, and greens of the natural world, northern cardinals are showstoppers. Again, this article is by Birds and Blooms, and it's called I believe it's 8 fascinating. Let me look back up at the title. Oh, it's 11 fascinating cardinal bird facts, guys. It's by Kelsey Rossith and Ken Keffer. This is the article. It was written 2025, so not too long ago, guys. So if you love cardinals, this is what they say. And in the winter's soft white snow, these familiar birds are breathtaking, and they really are. Their plumage makes them one of the easiest birds to identify, and plus to even look at. Cardinals, affectionately known as red birds. So I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? I mean, I could see you calling it, yeah, look at the red bird if you're like 5 years old. But I didn't think that they were actually nicknamed red birds. It makes sense. So they're about 9 inches with about 9 inches in length with a 12-inch wingspan. So these popular birds are flashy members. Oh, I didn't know this, of the finch family. Hey guys, you have a relative. The cardinals are a member of the finch family, guys. So for those of you who didn't know and you're interested in birds, both the male and female are super cute. They have crest and reddish orange beaks. The bold red feathers birders have come to know and love and adorn the female. They're on the males. I'm sorry. The males have the bold red feathers. Well, we know that one. And the female has a beautiful brown tinged rosy accent. You know, Umi, when Umi was a baby, hi honeys, she was reddish brown, and now she is more of a silver beige white, and she's just gorgeous. But they change their colors as they're maturing. Okay, so this is, let me show you a picture here. It's just another picture. Now I can see where they're related to the finches, because look at the beak. You see the beak? That is the same, only they're larger, but it's the same beak that my little finches have. Same shape, same type of beak. So let's see here. Primarily found east of the Rocky Mountains and the desert southwest of U.S., cardinals have a widespread scope. They may go all the way down to Mexico, guys, and Guatemala. And that's rep by David Windenfeld. He's a senior conservation scientist. So I didn't know that cardinals went all the way down to Mexico, guys. Did you? Anybody know that? Cardinals are abundant within range. These birds are not migratory, so the lucky residents of the eastern half of the United States get to see the bird all year long. They are the state bird of 7 states. So they're not, are they going to give us, so look at the map here. Thank you guys for having a cup of coffee with me this morning. This is the area of the United States that you'll see the cardinals in. So it's like half of the United States. I guess they're not interested in going too far west. They go Midwest, it looks like. Okay, and this says, did you know there are some regional variations in the species, especially southwest and Mexico? Some scientists suggest that cardinals in the Sonoran Desert, not Sahara, the Sonoran, might be different species from those found elsewhere in the United States, despite the proximity to the northern cardinals in the south. So there's different species of cardinals is what they're saying. The northern cardinals are territorial during breeding season. Guess what? Most birds, if not all, are territorial during breeding, and they're nesting, they're raising their brood. The roles among the cardinals are clear. As resident birds, the males establish and defend the territory through their song, through their singing. And though they cross borders when the food is scarce, this is when you'll see a lot of cardinals at your feeder all together. So it's probably what happened this past winter. Each pair owns a territory and generally keeps the others out. So I didn't see that. So check this bird out, guys. Look how beautiful this cardinal is. Look at the coloring. It's not all red. But, so that's definitely a female. She's got reddish and brownish and a beautiful orange beak. And she's gorgeous. And, so I noticed when the cardinals were at the feeders, they actually shared with the other birds. So I did not see them behaving territorial. What I did see behave territorial was we had a, what the heck was that, a squirrel. It was a red squirrel, and it was horrid. It kept chasing away the birds from the feeder. One fascinating northern cardinal bird fact, according to ornithology, is that cardinals are among the female North American songbirds. I'm sorry. Yeah, is that sentence is weird. Cardinals are among the female North American songbirds that sing. They often do while incubating their eggs to communicate to their mate, to return with food to the family. Makes sense. Female cardinals will also sing back and forth to reinforce pair bonding early in the breeding. These guys do the same thing. When one of them, they take turns sitting in the nest when they're trying. Now, I'm going to tell you, I find it really interesting with these guys. My finches, my pet finches, they never, if the female has not laid an egg, I'm really hoping she's female. They get along, and the male is the one who predominantly is singing, but she will sometimes sing to him too. But they do communicate from their nest also, like the cardinal. Males will sing 9 months out of the year. Only during the deepest winter months do they take a break from singing. Cardinals eat seeds from bird feeders. Yes, they're saying that's a fascinating fact, but yes, they do. Try a tube feeder or a tray feeder with the large seeds, and it says here sunflower or safflower. They do not care for safflower, guys. They love sunflower. It says, and sprinkle the seeds directly on the ground for the cardinals to forage. So where I'm at right now, until I get my forever place, it's not a lot of yard here. Even though it's Vermont, the whole place is like a park. But to find a place to actually feed them, I haven't located yet. So if I do, then I'll bring you along with me. Northern cardinals' nesting habits. So I'm going to show you a picture of I don't know if these are robins' eggs or cardinal eggs, because they're showing it's kind of blue. That's how the babies open up their mouths and they get food. So, cardinals generally stay in the same area, which helps them jumpstart their nesting. And that's another reason why I left the coconut bowl in their cage and just took out the content of the nest, because I did not want to upset them. That way they could see their familiar nesting area if they wanted to nest. So anyway, cardinals, they'll stay in the same area for nesting, and some of them lay eggs by February. So the first nest is very early spring. Cardinals often choose the protection of evergreens. And this long breeding season allows for multiple broods each year. So it takes 3 to 9 days for the cardinal pair to build a nest. So that's not bad, but 3 to 9 days, guys, that's almost 2 weeks. With the female cardinal doing most of the work. So just to compare with the pet finches, they both work on that nest, and they build it just a little bit every day. So it's not a specific, like, within a day they have a pretty good hefty little nest, but they'll keep building it and building it. They won't stop. Like the cardinals will stop and lay the eggs. The pet finches will not stop. They just continue. So she lays 3 to 4 white-gray cardinal eggs with brown speckles in the nest of twigs and grasses hidden in the dense shrub. So compared to other birds, their nests are low, only 4 to 8 feet from the ground. So this is the cardinal, guys. If you're scrolling, we're talking about the cardinal. They lay their eggs beginning in February, and they're only 4 to 8 feet from the ground, and they are in the evergreen trees, deep, deep in the evergreen shrubs, so you can't get to it. The male cardinal bird dad stays near the nest. The males become more active as the chicks hatch. Young baby cardinals are pretty demanding. In the first few days after they hatch, their parents feed them up to 8 times an hour. Oh, wow. Did you get that, guys? 8 times an hour. So if you ever find a little baby cardinal on the ground, get in touch with Fish and Wildlife, but to keep it alive, 8 times an hour you've got to feed it. About 20% of the mated pairs separate each year. However, most cardinal couples do stick together for several breeding seasons. During the winter, they are not as attentive to each other and often feed separately. So dense shrub areas are perfect for cardinal habitat. So just for those of you who don't know, here's a male and female. The male being the red with the pretty plumage. But yeah, the female looks so much like my finches. I did not know they were related to the finches. It makes total sense, guys. Total sense. So that basically just says that shrubs and dense evergreen tree areas are where you're going to find them most likely. And they're just showing a different color of cardinal right here, but this is something you may see is a white cardinal. So the way they would distinguish that is the crest and the beak shape and being orange. It's a gorgeous bird. Look at this bird again, guys. Look at this cardinal. Look at the colors. Is that just gorgeous? I just love birds. They're just so beautiful. And they're so sweet. Oh, here's another one, guys. Look at this. Look at this, guys. This is a yellow cardinal. Has anybody out there ever seen a yellow cardinal? It's a yellow cardinal. So I want to do one really quick search on, because that's the end of the article. Let's just do this. Let's see if we can get, oh wow, look at this, guys. There are 3 types of cardinals found. Okay, this is the one I want. 8 types of cardinals. Did you know that there were all these different? It makes sense. There's actually a couple of different types of blue jays also. We went over that on this channel. Let's see if they give pictures. Okay, so that's the typical cardinal right there with red feathers. This is, oh wow. Okay, one moment, guys. Okay, so this is the northern cardinal, which we know. I'm just going to start with this base. That's a northern cardinal. I think what I'm going to do, I wanted to flip the camera for you, but I'm afraid if I do, it's going to be in the light. Let's try it, though. So you can see it. Okay, and the next cardinal is this one. And they put the name at the bottom for this one. Look at it, though. Can you see it, guys? There. How's that? So you can see the beak is very much of a finch. Finch's beak. It's called the Vermilion Cardinal. That's this one right here. That looks tiny to me. Is it 9 inches in length? Yeah, it is. It's the same size as a red cardinal. This one looks like it has a larger beak. Does it give a name? No, it just looks like, look at the beak. That looks quite large. What is this one? Females are not, oh, this is the vermilion again. Not a really good picture in itself. Look at that bird, guys. That's a cardinal. And you can see the red, just a little bit red there, and silver gray, which is exactly what Umi, my little female finch, Bengalese finch, has this coloring right here. Let's see. Red crested cardinal. I don't see a red crest there unless it's the next one. Here it is. So the red crested cardinal, this one, is about 7.5 inches in length. So it's just a little bit smaller than, it doesn't say where. Look at that gorgeous cardinal, guys. It's red, white, and blue. Do you see it? Isn't it gorgeous? The beak is not orange like with the red cardinal, northern cardinal, but it looks like a lighter beak. This is by Birdfi, or Bird and then fy.com. Okay, that's where I'm getting these pictures right now. We're just looking at the pictures right now. We'll go into detail with these for those of you who love birds. So the next one, yellow-billed cardinal, that's this one, about 6.5 inches. Yeah, red, white, and blue with a yellow bill. Gorgeous. Masked cardinal. I'm getting a little, let me just go down here. Okay. That must be the next one. Yeah, this one. This masked cardinal is about 7 inches, so again, it's a little smaller than the northern, and it's red, white, and blue again. Isn't that gorgeous? You know what? I've seen this bird. I'm pretty darn sure I've seen it. Next one is crimson fronted cardinal, 7.5 inches. That's this one. This I understand, I believe is rare. This one right here. It's got crimson, I don't see a crest on it, but they're calling it a cardinal. This cardinal is lesser known species, native to Brazil. Okay. This next one is a red-capped cardinal. Looks about the same as the one we just looked at. And that's it. I'm going to go into some detail on that article on another video for those of you who love birds. We're going to go into detail on those cardinals because it's super interesting to me. Anyway, with that, guys, I wanted to just jump on here and share with you. You can see right now the male is singing. He was just singing to his female finch, Umi. She jumped down to the next. She goes, I'm not interested. She does that a lot. She, look, they select their mates in the wild. They select the one that they want to be with. So when you go and you purchase one to be with the other one, it may or may not work. They do get along, and they're very sweet to each other overall. But he was getting agitated with the nest and the whole thing. So they have one little cover on them now during the day. At night, I just cover up the whole cage with a little bit of a window in the front so they can see when the sun is coming up, and they start waking up with the sun. But they're ready to go to bed. They go to bed at about, they start settling down at about 5. So it's important for them to get that last hour to just unwind. And then 6, I put on a little cover on top of that one so they start getting used to that it's nighttime. They know it's nighttime. But then at 7 is their bedtime, and that's when their blanket goes on. So why do I have a timing thing going on? Because they do. It's their time, not mine. I'm just following their clock, and they are extremely routine to a T. And so anyway, with that, guys, I hope you have a beautiful day. I'll see you in the next one.